Have you ever ran across a situation where you're getting an E-10 high limit trip displayed on your control panel? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to reset that high limit, talk about why it happened, and how you can prevent it in the future. The first thing that we want to do after getting that E-10 high limit trip is we want to give it about 15 to 30 minutes to cool down before we try and reset it. So after we've given it adequate time to cool down, we're going to come down here underneath our control panels and open up our doors. Under the control panel that's displaying the E-10 error code is going to be our reset switch. You can see it located right here, and what we're going to do is push up on it to reset it, and you should hear or feel it click. Now that we've reset our high limit, let's talk about a few of the possibilities of why that error code came up to begin with. The first thing that's probably going to be the most important is our oil level. So we'll take a look at the inside of our fry pot here. And you can see we have an upper and lower level line, and in this case, this one is at the lower level line, so this can lead to an E-10 high limit error code coming up if the oil level is too low. Or the fry pot could be completely empty altogether. So let's talk about a couple other things that could cause it as well, such as damage or carbon buildup. You can see here on our electric model that this is where our high limit is located. And for our gas model, it will be located right here on top of the burner. It's important that we make sure that the high limit is clear and free of any carbon buildup that could potentially be building up on it. Also, we want to be careful when we're shaking our basket that we lift the basket up out of the fry vat and shake it that way instead of shaking it in our fry vat, because what happens is it will come in contact with our elements and our high limit and potentially damage the high limit or cause our brackets to become loose. When we're doing our clean out and our filtering, we want to make sure that we scrub this area, making sure that the high limit is clean and does not have any black carbon buildup on it. So let's do a quick little recap. We talked about how to reset the high limit. Remember that we want to give it about 15 to 30 minutes to cool down first before we try and reset that. Our red reset button is going to be underneath the control panel that is displaying the E-10 high limit. And then also we talked about a couple of the possibilities that can cause that E-10 to come up to begin with. Items such as oil level low inside the fry vat, maybe no oil in it at all, and then also maybe a damaged high limit or maybe a high limit with a bunch of carbon buildup. So ways that we can prevent that E-10 from coming up in the future is to make sure that we're doing our clean out with degreaser every time that we're changing our oil. Also, when we're doing our filtration, remember we want to be careful with those tools to make sure that we don't damage that high limit bulb. And then also, when we're cooking in the fryer, we want to make sure that we're not shaking those baskets down inside the fry vat, that we want to lift those up before we shake those so that we don't damage it. So those are just a few ways to keep that error code away and to keep you cooking in the kitchen.